Hi everyone, my name is Average-Abnormality and I'm currently developing a physics-based party game where you can grapple, swing, and play with or against your friends in a variety of different game modes, which are racing, endless, versus, waypoints, football, and capture the flag. In the last video, I added game feel and also fixed some bugs with the local multiplayer, and in this video, I'm going to be adding levels to my game. But before I can start making levels, I needed to make a way to actually be able to choose which levels you want to play. So I added a map button and just put that into the local menu. And I made it so that it would only appear on the game modes that actually have, levels in them. So that would be racing and versus, checkpoints, and gem grab. Those would be the game modes that actually have the map button on them. So racing has 6 levels because it needs the more... What? Racing has 6 levels because it is the game mode that needs levels the most, so that's why it gets the most levels. And I also added a random button because, I'm so random, whoa, and yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I just felt like I needed to mention that, and I needed to try to be funny as well. You can click off now if you want to, Anyways, after an hour of hard work and planning, I finally made the first level, which...
What the hell is this?
Looks absolutely terrible, but we kind of have to move on. Fortunately, I already added a map selector, so you can just choose to play any level that isn't this one. So there's that, I guess. And after that, I learned from my mistakes, so I decided to actually plan out and think about what I was going to make on a piece of paper before I decided to put it in the game, and it still didn't help that much, but at least it doesn't look like a piece of shit anymore, so I guess that's something. And making these new planned levels was actually way faster and easier, so that's also a little bonus. And they also look better and they're way more fun to play in. And here's probably a time lapse of me making them, so, here you go, I guess. And new levels means new toys, so let's talk about that. The first block I added were these spinny boys, and they would spin around really fast, and you can grapple onto them and then gain some momentum and then let go and then go fast through the air. And after that, I added these on and off blocks, and when they're on, then they work like normal blocks. But when they're off, then you can't touch them or grapple on them or anything like that. And this kind of forces the player to have good timing and not go too fast, or else you just can't grapple on it and then you just fall and die. And then I added bumper blocks, and these are the fun ones, they just bump you and push you around, and it's pretty fun to just get hit by them. And then I thought, these bumper blocks are cool, maybe I should just make a level that's entirely just bumper blocks. And that's gonna go pretty well, and it's definitely not gonna be a terrible idea that immensely backfires on me. And the last block I added were cannons, which shoot out cannonballs, and when they hit you, they just hit you really hard and they send you flying. But I didn't really think that it hit you hard enough, so let's just up that by a little bit, and yeah, that seems good enough. And then I added a little tutorial You gotta be kidding me. And then I added a tutorial screen at the start of each level. It tells you which game mode you're playing and the objective of the game mode. So for football, then it tells you to put the ball in the net and it gives you some tips. And then it gives you the controls on the other side of the screen. And then you can just press continue, and then it gives you a 3-second countdown, and then you can start playing. But after that, I added some new particle effects for the game and different stuff that can happen, and the first one I added was for whenever you get hit, and that's a mechanic I have in my game where whenever you crash into something hard enough, then you get hit and your grappling hook cancels. So I just added a little poof particle effect so that it's more clear that you got hit, so that it's not why did I just stop grappling for no reason? And in the next video, I'm probably going to add actual sound effects for that so that it's even more clear. And then I added another particle effect for when you fall off the stage and die. And that one's just a big explosion, and then I added a little glow effect to it using bloom. And if you don't know what bloom is, then bloom is the greatest thing ever. It automatically makes anything you make look good. If your game, if it looks bad, just put on some bloom and then put it up way high, and there you go, now your game looks good. And then I also added a little blinking animation, and yeah, I know it looks really, really cool, I know, it's pretty banger. And if you made it this far, well, thanks for watching. In the next video, I'm going to be adding some sprites and trying to make these levels actually look good. And I'm probably also going to be adding some sound effects in that one. So yeah, if you enjoyed, then hit the like button and subscribe, and then you can watch me make this game further, and then maybe one day actually play it on Steam when it releases. And if you have like anything to say, like any feedback or any recommendations for what I should put in the game, then definitely leave a comment about that. I've actually also made a demo for the game, so definitely check that out. The link is probably in the comments as well, and just check that out and tell me what you think or if there's anything that I should fix. And I also kind of need some help with a name for the game, so if you have any ideas, then just drop them in the comments below. And that should be it. So yeah, good night.